Chapter 14 of A Copper Harvest by a Self-Made Man. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Chapter 14. Put on Their Guard. The saloon keeper was the first to recover from the general disappointment. "Well, gents, it appears the paper we expected to find in this pocketbook isn't here at all. What are we going to do about it?" "The Chinaman has made a botch of the job," said Clymer furiously. Coffee didn't seem to take his view of the case. "It's my opinion, gents, as that fellow Prowl, as you call him, was just a little mite too smart for us. I'm afraid, seeing he knew you two were in a sweat over that claim, and might be expected to make some move after that document, that he went and deposited it at the bank in Trinity, where it naturally would be safe." "If he's done that, the game is up," said Plunkett with a look of intense chagrin. "I might as well make tracks for Sackville right away." "Pooh, where's your mind?" said Coffee, who didn't wish to lose his new acquaintances while they had $1 to spend on his premises. "Don't get discouraged all at once. There's more ways than one of killing a cat." "Well, you're one of us now. What do you propose?" asked Clymer. "How many are there in that party all told?" "4. Prowl and the 3 boys, and one of 'em is a Dutch boy." "You think the claim is valuable enough to fight for, do you?" "I'm certain of it. Prowl, who ought to know, said the rock would turn out 90% copper." "He said that, did he? Is he an expert?" "I should judge he knows what he's talking about. I opine nobody hereaways knows that party is at the creek but us 3 and the Chinaman. As soon as the fact leaks out, though, a good many of the boys will hustle down there to see what's going on. We must get ahead of 'em. Now, gents, what kind of a document did you make Jim Sanders sign here yesterday?" "A duplicate bill of sale of his claim," said Clymer. "When did he give the original bill of sale?" "A week ago." "Well, gents, I'll tell you what we'll do. You date that duplicate paper back, then we'll just go down to the creek and tell those chaps we bought the property first. Of course, there'll be a kick. Then we'll sail in and clean 'em out. If somebody gets hurt, it mustn't be us." "Do you mean to kill the 4 of 'em?" asked Plunkett, not exactly relishing the scheme. "It won't do to take any half measures, gents, for in that case the vigilante committee in the gulch here would be bound to hear about the affair, and things would be made kind of unpleasant for us if the investigation went against us." Neither Clymer nor Plunkett were in favor of such a radical move, especially in view of the probable consequences. "Well, gents, if you've got a better plan to propose, I'll listen to you," said the saloon keeper. The conference ended, however, without any definite plan being adopted by the trio of rascals. At the creek the next morning, the disappearance of Mean Fun was generally regarded as a suspicious circumstance. Prowl did not immediately miss his jacket, and a close examination of their portable property failed to show that the Mongolian had carried off anything belonging to them. When they began work again in the mine, Jack and Charlie took turns wheeling the loads of ore outside. Occasionally one of the other boys sent Meyer inside to take his place for a spell with the pick and shovel, while he stayed out on the bank of the creek and took up the German lad's job. 11:30 came around, and Meyer was glad to turn in and cook dinner. On his way back from a nearby spring with a pail full of water, he ran foul of Prowl's jacket where Mean Fun had cast it aside. "A fish doesn't look exactly like Mr. Prowl's jacket, I'm a liar," he muttered. "What a funny spots to hung it up. If I wanted to lose it, these be the places I would leave it. Maybe it don't been any business of mine to took it back with me, but all the same I done it just for the fun of the thing." When Meyer called up the rest of the party to dinner, he exhibited the jacket he had picked up. "That's mine," said Gideon Prowl. "What are you doing with it, Meyer?" "What am I doing with it?" "That's what I said," returned the prospector. "I left it hanging from a nail in my tent pole." "Is that so?" replied the German boy. "You are sure of that?" "Certainly I am. I haven't worn it for a couple of days." "Where you suppose I found that jacket?" "Where I left it, of course." "And you say you left it with a nail in the tent, eh?" "Yes," said Prowl, growing tired of the argument. "Well, then, I found the jackets in the bushes up the road a little whiles ago. What you have to say to that?" "On the bushes up the road?" exclaimed Prowl in surprise. "I guess you're dreaming, Meyer," said Jack with a laugh. "Don't talk foolishness." Prowl thrust his hand in the various pockets of the garment in quick succession, but each time drew it out empty. "Boys," he said at last, "my pocketbook is gone." "What?" exclaimed Jack and Charlie in a breath. "If it was gone, then I bet you that Chinaman took it," said Meyer positively. "Was there anything important in it?" asked Jack a bit anxiously. "Nothing more than $25 in bills." "It's lucky you deposited that bill of sale at the bank in Trinity," Charlie spoke up. "It would be kind of awkward to have lost that." "Do you want to know what I think?" asked Prowl reflectively. "What?" queried Jack. "Why, that Chinaman was sent down here from Rocky Gulch by Clymer and his associate Plunkett on the purpose to try and steal that bill of sale away from me." "I shouldn't wonder if you were right," nodded Jack. "If that's so, then they have got beautifully left," grinned Charlie. "That's some comfort," agreed the prospector, beginning to eat his dinner. "Whether it's so or not," said Jack with a sagacious wag of the head, "I think we'd better keep a brighter lookout while we're here. No telling what piece of rascality those men may put up against us. The possession of this mine, of whose richness Clymer is assured, is temptation enough for scoundrels like them to attempt our lives. I move we each stand watch so many hours every night." "Second their motions," shouted Meyer with his mouth full of food. Jack's proposition being deemed a prudent one, it was adopted. End of chapter 14.